Okay, so I didn't get to finish the difference quotient. This is a the difference quotient. And I was a page ahead. This is the difference quotient. And this has implications in calculus. In calculus, one of the main problems is finding the limit, and the limit has to do with the slope. And one of the earliest methods that we use to teach you how to find the derivative. I think I misspoke. This is what we use in finding a derivative in calculus, but we make it a limit first, and then we find the derivative. There's some shortcuts, but this is a long method for finding a derivative. That's a derivative. Okay? So this is a formula, so f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. And it seems really, really hard, but it really isn't, okay? So just bear with me. So you ready? Oops, wrong screen. Here we go. So this is the one we're finding. Let me get a pen. All right, so we need f of x plus h minus f of x. Well, this right here is f of x. So we need f of x plus h. So to find f of x plus h, I look at f, and everywhere I see an x, I plug in x plus h. So I look at f, and I see an x right here. So I write x plus h, and then it says actually x squared, so I'm going to square it. Minus 4 times x, but I'm going to replace x again with x plus h, and then plus 7. So this I have to FOIL. X plus h, x plus h. This I'm going to distribute through. So I get negative 4x minus 4h plus 7. Okay, so this I have to FOIL. So that's the first. So x times x is x squared. Then the outers is x plus h. So I'm going to say hx. And then the inners, hx again. And then the last are h times h, which is h squared. And then I have minus 4x minus 4h plus 7. I'm going to combine like terms. It looks like I have x squared plus 2hx's plus h squared minus 4x minus 4h plus 7. And that's it. So now I just do what this says. It says take f of x plus h. Well, this is f of x plus h. I'm going to take that. And then it says subtract f of x. Well, this is f of x. So x squared minus 4x plus 7. And put all of that over h. So now I have to distribute this negative through. So I'm going to rewrite what's over here, x squared plus 2hx plus h squared minus 4x minus 4h plus 7 minus x squared plus 4x minus 7. And all of that goes over h. But now I can cancel some things. Right here I have a positive x squared and a negative x squared, so those are going to cancel. I have a positive 4x and a negative 4x, so those are going to cancel. And I have a positive 7 and a negative 7, so those are going to cancel. So all I really have left, and I'm going to write the h squared first, is h squared plus 2hx minus 4h all over h. Now if I look, every term in the numerator has an h, so I can factor out an h. So when I take an h out of here, I'm left with 1h. Here I'm left with just a 2 in the x. And here I'm left with just the negative 4. And that's all over h. So what I did was factor, which is actually dividing, and then I'm going to cancel the h's, and that's my answer, h plus 2x minus 4. Now, if you have it in a different order, I actually had 2x plus h minus 4, it's okay. As long as the 4 is negative and the other 2 are positive. It doesn't matter what order you wrote them in. Okay, so number 8. This time we need f of 3 plus h minus f of 3. So I need f of 3. So f of 3 is 3, and I'm going to replace the x with 3, minus x, which is 3 again, squared. So this looks like 3 times 3, which is 9, minus 3 squared, which is also 9, which is 0. So it looks like f of 3 is just 0. Now f of x, or f of 3 plus h, is the same. Everywhere I see an x, I'm going to replace it with 3 plus h. So I have 3 times 3 plus h minus 3 plus h squared. So this is 3 plus h minus 3 plus h, 3 plus h. Okay, so now I'm going to distribute the 3 through, and I get 9 plus 3h minus, and then here I have to factor, so let me, or sorry, not factor, FOIL. So I multiply those together, that's the first, that's 9, and then the outers give me 3h, the inners give me 3h, that's 3h, and then another 3h, and then an h squared. Then I need to distribute that through. So I get 9 plus 3h minus 9 minus 3h minus 3h minus h squared. And actually I could have combined those first, but I didn't. So now let's see what cancels here. The 9's cancel. I have a positive 9 and a negative 9, and one of the positive 3h's cancel with one of the negative 3h's. So this is just negative 3h minus h squared. Okay, so now I just do this. So this says take f of 3 plus h. So this is f of 3 plus h. That's that right there. So negative 3h minus h squared. And I subtract from that f of 3. Remember, this was f of 3 and it was just 0. So I don't really need to subtract 0. I could, but it's not really necessary. And then that all goes over h. So I'm going to factor out a negative h. And I get a positive 3 plus h back. And that cancels with the h in the denominator. So my answer is negative 3 plus h, or I can distribute the negative through and get negative 3 minus h. About that. So we need to find f of x, which we already have. It's right here. Oh, grab our color. There we go. So here's f of x. And we need to find f of 16. So f of 16 is 16 to the 3/4 power plus 2. Okay, so remember, when you have a fraction, so let's just say that I have some letter a raised to the mn power. That means it's the nth root, so whatever the denominator is the root of a, and then all of that gets raised to the mth power. Okay, or you can say the nth root of a to the m. So whatever way works for you, works best for the problem that you're given, you can rewrite this. So I'm going to write this as the 4th root of 16 because my denominator is 4. And then I'm going to raise that to the 3rd power. And then I'm going to add 2 because I'm looking for f of 16. So the 4th root of 16, well, 16 is 4 and 4. And that's 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. So the 4th root of 16, I have a set of 4 2's right there. So the 4th root of 16 is just 2. And that's going to get cubed, and then plus 2. Well, 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8, plus 2, which is 10. So I know f of 16 is 10. So I'm going to say x to the 3/4, because it says f of x, so that's x to the 3/4 plus 2 minus f of 16. But f of 16 was just 10. And all of that's over x minus 16. And then I get x to the 3/4 minus 8 over x minus 16. Okay, and this can be written like this if you wanted to also. This could be the 4th root of x cubed minus 8 over x minus 16. Okay, and then here is just some summary of function notation. It's at the back of the notes if you want to look at it. All right, so I hope you're good for the sub, and study hard for the quiz. The quiz will be on Friday.